Okreša Đurić was out looking for Pokemon with friends when she found something quite unexpected. The student and her gang had stumbled upon a sick creature in dire need of help, and he hadn't chosen Đurić to be his savior. Đurić comes from the city of Zadar in Croatia. There she is a student and self-described gamer. So in the summer of 2018, she and her friends had been keeping themselves entertained by playing Pokémon Go. Pokémon Go is an interactive augmented reality game. It makes use of a device's GPS signal to reveal Pokemon hidden in a player's vicinity. Different locations are home to different kinds of creatures, so players must go on the hunt to catch them all. On a particular day in July 2018, Đurić and her pals had ventured out in search of Pokemon. On their travels, they stumbled across something much more precious. It was a real-life animal, and it was in desperate need of help. The creature in question was, in fact, a curious canine. The dog had wandered up to Đurić and her friends while they sought out Pokemon, and when he approached, the group gave up their game in a bid to help the poor pooch. Even to the group of youngsters, it was clear that the dog was in a bad way. His thick fur was badly matted, and his body was teeming with fleas and ticks. To make matters worse, he appeared to be completely exhausted and sometimes struggled to stay alert. Despite the dog's clear fatigue, he seemed to perk up when he saw Đurić and her friends. Đurić decided to go over and introduce herself. She reached out a hand for the pooch to smell and soothed him with kind words. It turned out that Đurić was a bit of a dog lover and had even considered adopting a canine herself, so she was more than happy to bond with the poor pup. Explaining what went down, Đurić told the dodo, "I just sweet-talked to him like any other dog." Whatever Đurić said seemed to do the trick, because from that moment on, the dog decided that he wanted to be in her pack. He followed us around the city. He was very calm and surprisingly well behaved, the student explained. For more than an hour, the dog followed the group around Zadar as they played Pokémon Go. Before long, Đurić had fallen head over heels in love with the animal. As a result, she named the pooch Loki and decided to take him home with her. Back at home, Đurić gave Loki some much-needed food and water. Then, with the dog's energy levels replenished, she took him back outside. She thought he would maybe lead her back to where he belonged, perhaps back to an owner who was missing him. Loki went nowhere. Instead, he stuck right by Đurić's feet, no doubt wondering where she was taking him. But since she was still clueless about the dog's origins, the student decided to call her local animal shelter for help. Shelter staff arrived and scanned Loki with a special device that detects microchips. They did not find one. Loki was officially homeless, so the shelter offered to take him in and start to search for his new forever family. But Đurić simply couldn't let that happen. Looking at Loki, she realized that the dog already had a new owner, her. She decided to keep him permanently and declined the shelter staff offer. "I couldn't even imagine him being locked up in a cage," she explained to the dodo. Now that Loki was officially hers, Đurić decided that a trip to the vet was in order. At the clinic, the dog was thoroughly checked over and went on to receive a clean bill of health. All that was left to do now was get Loki chipped. That way, he would always come home in the future. Back at home, Loki eased himself slowly into his new life. For the former street dog, becoming someone's pet was a bit of a learning curve. Luckily, he'd found a patient and loving companion in the form of Đurić. From the way Loki acted in those first few weeks of his new life, Đurić suspected that he might have been homeless for a long time. But it didn't take him too long to settle into life with a roof over his head and his favorite human by his side. After his adoption, Loki's mom Đurić revealed her dog was shaping up to be a pretty perfect pet. He has a very calm personality. He's a great dog. He started playing outside with the ball just 2 days ago, and he's still learning, she told the dodo. Reflecting on the way that Loki had come into her life, Đurić believes that the fates played a part. She had been to the dog shelter many times before, but no animal had captured her heart the way that Loki had managed to. However, it turned out that Đurić had been looking in the wrong places all along. Loki had always been out there, but he was just waiting for the right person to find him. And when Đurić wandered into his life that fateful day, he knew not to let her go.